Hello, and welcome to the Live Past Crazy Show. Your host is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with her? Yanmitra appreciates you taking the time out to listen to the podcast, and it is her sincere hope that what we share is something that you can use to help you and someone you know live past crazy.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. We are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Good morning. Good morning. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Good morning, Miss Valerie. How you doing? Good morning. Y'all, if y'all missed the show yesterday, we had a good time. So please make sure you go back and watch yesterday. We talked about the hardest fight, being inside the paint. And today we're going to talk about a good chick. I'm doing, Miss Val, I'm going to call you, so we can chit-chat. I've been doing A-OK. I cannot complain. Good morning. Please, man, don't forget, so I know I've had a lot going on. The first late night show with Arsenio and JoJo will be Thursday night at 11 p.m. It'll be 11 p.m. here in America, and it will be bright and early 10 a.m. in Thailand. But we will be here live Thursday at 11 p.m. And then our second show, we will have a guest from South Africa. So I'm excited. But it's the Arsenio and JoJo, the late night show with Arsenio and JoJo. So I'm excited. Don't forget the Sister Rise Retreat is coming up October the 16th through the 18th. Y'all, I'm excited about what I have in store with me and my partners. And all the goodies that we have for you guys. It's going to be an amazing time. Don't forget, we have Team Abundance shirts available now. We'll be excellent, proficient, persistent. And you can get it with your name on the back. No, it's extra to have your name on the back, okay? But if you don't get your name and number on the back, it will still say execute, play, and win, okay? bit.ly/Team Abundance shirts. Let me put that in there for you guys. And then if you cannot come to Sister Rise, I do have Sister Rise t-shirts available. So we have those as well. And y'all, I'm going to wear it. Y'all going to see the shirt almost every morning. I don't wash it. It's okay. Good morning. Good morning. So that's the link for Team Abundance shirts. If you would like a Sister Rise shirt. Let me make sure I have all the links here correctly. You can grab that here. There's still time. I have 5 tickets left for the Sister Rise retreat. 5 tickets left, so it's not too late for you to grab your ticket and bring someone with you. Good morning, Tiffany. Tiffany, I was up this morning. I didn't call you because I was wrestling with trying to download this software for us. Oh, honey, I was working my brain too hard this early in the morning. And I still didn't figure it out, but that's okay. A computer's not going to beat me. I'm going to figure it out. So Hold fast. So y'all, I think that's all the updates. Arsenio and JoJo, the late night show with Arsenio and Jan Mitra, will be Thursday night at 11 p.m. So we'll be here in America and in Asia. So I'm excited about that. The Sister Rise Retreat this Saturday from 12 to 3. I will be with Miss Starks, I think, from 12 to 3 on her platform. So that's Saturday. I just recorded an amazing podcast yesterday, y'all. Excited. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay, I had to sing that song. My podcast now is on iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. Of course, it's always been on Apple. And I am revamping the podcast, but for now, it is simply the Live Past Crazy, the Fearless Morning Show uploaded there. Let's get right into the quote of the day. I done did all the little housekeeping things. When you notice, here's the quote of the day, and it's really like a statement. When you notice, you give attention to, talk about, get all worked up over emotionally, is what you are inviting into your life, whether you meant to or not. And that's by Catherine Ponder. What you notice, what you give attention to, what you talk about, what you get all worked up over emotionally is what you are inviting into your life, whether you meant to or not. Ta-da, here it is. And that is by Catherine Ponder. And I think that's so true because oftentimes I've been guilty of this, of working myself into a frenzy and then over something and then it happening to me because I've worked myself up into a frenzy about it. And that's not what you want. So that's the quote of the day. The thought of the day, we're doing a gut check today. Okay, we're going to do a gut check this morning. If y'all was with me yesterday, I was a little fired up yesterday. I think it was this Team Abundance wearing it for the first time shirt that got me fired up. We talked about inside the paint, inside when you in the pocket, if you're boxing and you inside the pocket and you're fighting and you're tired and that's your hardest fight. And that's when you got to decide who fixing to win this championship. Because we can't be worried about what our opponent doing. And that's why we're losing, because we worried that if we win too much, we're hurting other people's feelings. Team LAC didn't come here to lose a championship. They came to win. And we have to have that same mentality. So let's do a gut check. And again, this came to me working out yesterday because this arm hurt so bad. It ain't hurt, it's sore. How about that? Stretching it out, it hurt a whole lot. So let's do a gut check. And we had to talk about the physical and the mental. So one of the questions I had to ask myself is what I'm doing right now worth the long-term dream and goal? Is my habits and everything that I'm doing now worth the long-term dream and goal? Is it adding to it or is it taking away from it? And as I was thinking about that, I had to understand that I had to be physically prepared for where I want to go. We can't have a cookie gut and say that we want to win this championship. We can't say we want to win this championship and we ain't ever dribbled a ball, meaning you ain't ever played in the game of life, ever. You ain't ever showed up. You ain't ever put forth your effort. And every dream and goal you had, remember we talked about that, your effort is what's going to take you there. Because if you don't have none, you ain't going nowhere. And if I have that cookie gut, or if I'm doing things that are not attributing to my long-term dream or goal, am I setting myself up for failure or success? So you have to physically prepare for where you want to go. And when you start physically preparing, your mental has got to follow. And you realize that cookie gut ain't going to cut it. Mentally, nor emotionally, nor physically. That means you, how do I want to put this? What got you, or what made you a champion on Team LAC, it don't mean a hill of beans over here on Team Abundance. How you played your position over there ain't the same position you fixing to play over here. And if we're building our team of winners, or people who want to accomplish whatever their dream and goal is, people who want to accomplish that, then they're going to have to be prepared to do something physically that they've never done before. So as I was working out yesterday and we had to hold those 5-pound weights out and do your combinations with those 5-pound weights, Whoo, honey. And here I was thinking that my arms were my best asset. Like, I know my arms are strong. Honey, it didn't take me 2.1 seconds to understand I didn't have no power in my arms at all. I thought that they were strong and they were not. So physically, what am I doing to make sure that I'm prepared for where I want to go? My cookie gut ideas and thought processes and physical body and you can say, but I can be on Team Abundance and I don't have to do that. Here's what I suggest. Information changes situations if the information is applied. You can't change up here and your body not follow you. Meaning you can't be over here on Team Abundance and you think Team Lack, and then you have a Team Abundance mindset and the rest of your body not follow. So you have to do a gut check. Do you have that cookie gut? You got that, I got that mama stomach. I'm working on it. I got the flabby arms. I'm working on it. Because there are certain requirements for Team Abundance, and you have to, for your own sake and your own safety, for the dream and goal that you say you want to do, you have to be physically and mentally prepared to carry that out. And if you're not physically and mentally prepared to carry it out, then, so like we talked about yesterday, when you inside the paint and you're in the pocket and you're fighting and you're advancing on your opponent, we're not backing away. You fixing to get all JoJo got, and I'm giving it to you. I'm doing them uppercuts, honey. You getting them hooks. And here I was thinking my left hook was my best. And honey, that weight let me know real fast. My left hook ain't trash. It's trash. It ain't nothing. And so I have to prepare for that fight or prepare to win that championship. And I can't do that if my physical and my mental are not stable enough to handle it. So this is what's going to happen when you're in that fight with Team Lack. And I use that just as an acronym, but what happens when, we talked about this yesterday, it's dark, it's ugly, it ain't right, you ain't got no money, you don't like your spouse, you ain't got no friends, your job acting crazy, there's COVID going on, there's crisis everywhere you look, the weather's crazy, the religion's crazy, the United States is crazy. At what point then do you decide who's fixing to win this championship? Who's fixing to win this? What are you about to do? And you have to be physically and mentally prepared to handle that. And if you haven't been showing up to practice, or if you haven't been checking in on yourself or doing the work necessary, when it gets hard here, which is hard for everybody, here is where my effort is going to show up. This is where my character is going to show up. This is where I've been putting in the work and the physical and the mental align so that I can continue on to finish the championship, or to reach my dream, or to reach my goal, or to continue on to my vision. Information changes the situation if the information is applied. And some of us are information hoarders. You can hear people say you got to be physically and mentally prepared, and then we don't physically or mentally prepare. We cannot get ready for the championship on game day. You can't. You can't do that. Because if you get ready for the championship on game day, you are sure to lose. So that brings us back to the question, is what you're doing now worth your long-term dreams and goals? Or is it adding to it or taking away from it? So if you do that gut check, is what I'm setting up to do today helping me with my vision on the long term? Is it helping me achieve that thing? Because what you can't do is not show up to practice every single day. And we talk about it takes a different capacity. We're breathing different because we're putting forth a different effort. You can't show up and say, Coach, put me in. Because the minute Team Lack advances in your face, in basketball, the minute you inside the paint and you got 6'3" on your 5'2", what you fixing to do, JoJo? You fixing to back up because it's 6'3", or you about to take him out at the knees? That's right. You can't, because your mentality, thank you, Tiffany, your mentality can't handle what the coach is telling you at that time to win this championship. Because if I'm down to 6 minutes and I'm inside the paint and I'm deciding today that I'm winning this championship and I need my best player, I need the best person to show up for me, who's about to help me with this rebound and get inside the paint. I can't call JoJo off the bench and she ain't been in a game. She barely showing up for practice. She ain't giving 100%. Because when I tell her to go in there and go inside the paint and JoJo's 5'2", and here come Tiffany at 6'3", 6'4", and she throwing them elbows, what 5'2" JoJo going to do if she hasn't prepared mentally and physically to fight her opponent? If I haven't prepared to go up against Tiffany and be defensive against her, she about to knock me to the ground. She gonna dunk on me, get in my face, and holler, yeah, what you got now? She fixing to do all the things. So if my physical and my mental are not ready, you can't show up to win the championship on game day. Thank you, Tiffany. It all happens on practice. And thank you for being my example. It all happens on practice. Your cookie gut, literally and mentally, ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna work. So when you start to change, if you really want to, I think that's the easiest way, because changing your mental for some people is extremely too hard. They can't, that's just too much for them to do. So work on changing your physical first. And I promise once you begin to work on your physical body, your mental has no other, it has to follow. And vice versa. If you say, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and work on my mental first, your physical has to follow. You can pick your poison, whichever one. You can work on your physical or your mental, but they both go together. They go together. You can't have one without the other. You can't get ready for the championship on game day. Good morning, Miss Margaret. You cannot do it. You have to, mental and physical have got to go together. So what you're doing right now worth your long-term dreams and goals? If they are not, like we talked about yesterday, and I will admit, I ain't ever played basketball outside of in my front yard my whole life. I love basketball, but I ain't ever played it. So my basketball players can probably tell y'all this concept way better than I can. But when you're in the paint, and you trying to get that 2, that 3, that jump shot, whatever it is you fixing to do, and you 5'2", and your opponent is 6'3", and she coming down on you, you got to be prepared to stand your ground. And in Team Abundance, we get prepared to stand that ground. That's showing up for practice every day. That's me putting forth my effort every day. That's me when I got them 5-pound weights out here, and the coach is saying, give me that 1-2 combination, and I'm wanting to drop my hand, or I'm wanting to half behind do it, because half behind is going to get you half results. It ain't going to win you the championship. And like we talked about yesterday, when we in the paint, when 6'3" is barreling on this 5'2", at that moment, I have got to decide who's fixing to win this game. I ain't backing off of you because you 6'3" and I'm 5'2". I'm about to take you out at your knees, and I'm not apologizing for it. And I am so guilty of apologizing for greatness, for apologizing for things that I've accomplished, for apologizing for things that I know. And what that ain't going to get me is a championship. It's not. It's not going to get me to achieve their goal, their dream, their vision. I ain't ever going to get there, because when my opponent comes to win the game, I'm going to be so worried about what they think and how I'm making them feel by winning that I'm going to be distracted. They're going to fake me out, go around and dunk on me, and I'll be standing there looking like, what happened? We can't apologize for our greatness. Everyone is qualified to be exceptional. You just nervous in front of your current community. So on Team Abundance, we can't be nervous, and we can't negate the fact that we're qualified to be exceptional. So on this lovely morning, as we're doing a gut check, if you got that cookie gut, meaning you have given your effort, and if what you're doing is not working towards your long-term dream and goal, then I'm telling you now, that automatically defaults you to Team Lack. There's nothing wrong with that team. If that's your team, I want you to rep it and understand it. But over here, we're giving information, and information changes situations if the information is applied. Meaning, you can get the Team Abundance playbook, yeah. But if you don't put into practice what it says, then you ain't ever going to win the championship. Waddell number 16 ain't fixing to hang from the rafters. I'm not cutting the net. And y'all know I'm a Tar Heel fan for life. I ain't going to ever have a Carolina blue jersey number 16 hanging from the rafters if I'm not putting in the work, if my physical and my mental are not aligned. So you have to prepare physically for where you want to go, along with your mental and your emotional. And if you're not willing to do that kind of work, if by chance you win a game, you're not going to be able to sustain the things that are now required of you past winning. And we want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success all year round. You can't get ready for the championship game on game day. I hate football, but even I know I can't make it to the playoffs. I can't make it to the Super Bowl showing up on Super Bowl day. They fixing to eat me alive. Same thing applies to life. You can't get ready for it when it calls your name. You're like, okay, JoJo, now it's hard. Give me all you got. Boo, that's practice every day. That's you working on your vision every day. That's you setting things up. And that's you putting forth your effort every day. Whatever your effort is, are you giving the best that you got every day? And if you're giving the best you got every day, you can't be worried about your opponent. I can't be worried about, like when I play soccer, what I can't be worried about is me making the other person feel bad when I want to score the goal. Or me outrunning her when I got the ball and me feeling bad because I done outrun her. Oh, well, let me wait on Susie to catch me. No, the point of the game is to win. Team Lack is here to win that championship. Team Abundance is here to win that championship. We're here to win the game. So if your gut, we doing gut checks this morning. Your physical body has got to be able to handle where you want to go. I was reminded of that in boxing class last night. For an hour and a half, 5-pound weights, doing those combinations, doing those uppercuts. And not only doing the combinations, but doing all the movements that are required, doing all the things that are required to get to the end result of what I want. You can't say you want abundance and practice lack. Lord, bless me, give me all these things, and lack is all that you do, meaning you have your actions don't match your words, because your actions gonna make a liar out of you every day. Lord, give me abundance, and you don't work towards that thing every day. What do you? I will be the first millionaire in my family. For Sophronia and Jerry, yes. That means I can't be satisfied making this salary a year. I can't be satisfied with this thing. I can't be satisfied sleeping in. I can't be satisfied doing this thing. I've got to be intentional about it, which brings back to the quote of the day. What you notice, what you give attention to, what you talk about, what you get worked up over emotionally is what you are inviting in your life. Whether you mean to or not, it's coming. And that is by Catherine Ponder. Nerd science, whatever you think, whatever you say, and you can be saying JoJo crazy right now. Your brain just took a picture of that thought, and every time you look at me, your brain is going to confirm that, yep, JoJo crazy. Every time you say, man, I ain't got the money to do this, I can't figure this out, your brain takes a picture of that, and then it removes all the answers that would have been given to you out of the way because you said you didn't want it. Oh, well, JoJo, she doesn't want this because she said she can't figure it out. So let me remove all the answers out of her way and make it exactly what she wanted. She can't figure it out. So what happens if I say I want the abundance? I will be the millionaire. You can't be afraid of your words. My brain is taking a picture and now it's setting out to give me everything that I need to accomplish that goal. My gut check says JoJo, while your brain is working on that part, you got to show up for practice every day. So that when the thing that I said I want appears, I can't just be like, wait, give me a minute. No, by that time we in the championship game, there's 6 seconds left in the game. I'm in the paint, and here come the 6-3, and boy, I can't lax on my opponent. I got to shoot my shot. I gotta go in. But if you're not physically and mentally prepared for it, when it is time for your blessing or whatever it is that you want to call it, when it finally gets here, you will not be able physically, nor mentally, nor emotionally to be able to carry it. I tell you guys all the time, a couple of months ago, I had to learn, was that July? I had to learn to grow inside of myself. I know it sounds crazy, but I had to learn to stretch inside of myself to receive more of my abundance. And you guys, we got to learn to receive well. Period. Information changes situations if the information is applied. And you cannot win a championship showing up on game day. It doesn't work like that. So on this wonderful day, we got to decide, what are we doing with this cut? Is your physical, and I keep touching, y'all can't see me, I'm holding my stomach. Your physical and your mental, is it able to carry you? And listen, I want you to apply that, not to the big, you ain't even got to apply it to the big things. I want you to apply it to what's in front of you right now. Is your physical and mental going to be able to get you to work today? Is your physical and mental going to be able to get you through the day? Is your physical and mental going to be able to get you to show up for your family this afternoon? Apply it to that. Yeah, we got the big vision because we know that that's coming. But we are applying, this is everyday application. This is everyday practice. This is everyday effort. And you can't half-ass it. It don't work that way. I figured that out when I dropped my hand in boxing 2 weeks ago and got punched in the nose. You can't half behind it. You got to bring all of your effort. And if you're not willing to bring it all, you're going to get punched in the mouth. When it comes time for you to physically and mentally have that stamina to get and to do what you need to do, you're not going to have it. You're going to be exhausted and wonder why the other team ain't winning. The other team is winning, boo, because they understood it takes a different capacity. You breathe differently when you in a winning circle. Let me go back to the quote. What was this, last week? It is easier to move when you have a team that understands your moving language. And that's by JoJo. And it's a different atmosphere over here on Team Abundance. We breathe differently because we're at a different level of capacity. And that's by JoJo. That was Monday's quote of the day. You getting kicked off Team Abundance because we trying to have a conversation over there with Team Lack. We don't talk the same language. They playbook ain't mine. They ain't worried about their gut and their physical and mental. And here's the thing. This is how we can get caught up with Team Lack. We can be working on some things and be like, all aspects of my life are great except for this one. And you're not willing to work on that. By default, that keeps you there. On Team Abundance, I'm willing to look at all things that are not serving me. I have them ugly conversations. Make them decisions that hurt you to your heart. Because I know that I've got to do this thing in order to win the championship. But if I'm not willing to do that thing, I'm by default on the other team side. Now, you can come over to Team Abundance. Because coming in as a rookie ain't going to keep you as a champion. It ain't going to make you MVP. Because you can come in on day one. But when we in a championship game, have you done the work and the practice to win that championship? And if the answer is no, you need to do a gut check. Are you physically and mentally prepared to win? If you're not physically and mentally prepared to win, let me tell you what's going to happen. That blessing that you said you wanted, you're not going to be able to withstand it because it's overwhelming and it's too much. And you'll say, but JoJo, that's a good problem to have. It is. It's an amazing problem to have. But can you withstand and can you hold the blessing and abundance that you said you wanted? Can you do that? And if you can't handle it physically and emotionally, it makes it harder and harder for you to receive it. And so now you assume, oh, well, all of this blessing and abundance wasn't really meant for me. And then you start to doubt it. So on this wonderful day, you're asking for amazing things. And I want you to continue to ask and believe for amazing things. Because y'all know my next favorite quote, faith and fear both are what you cannot see, but you believe is going to happen. Faith, you can't see it, but you believe it's going to happen. Fear, you can't see it, but you believe it's going to happen. They are the same thing, boo. Same thing. Period. But today you got to decide somebody got to win this championship. Is it going to be you or is it going to be the other team? Period. And that means you got to show up every single day. You can't get ready for the championship on game day. Ain't now person been to the Super Bowl showing up on Super Bowl day. Period. You got to be physically and mentally prepared. Is what you're doing now worth the long-term dream and goal? You have to physically prepare for where you want to go. Your cookie gut ain't gonna cut it. It just ain't. It just ain't. And half doing it ain't gonna. I can't say I want to be a millionaire and I not pay attention to my money. I can't say I want to release this weight and I not exercise. I can't say I want to be healthy and then I eat at McDonald's, Burger King, Bojangles, Longhorn. I eat at all the popular eat out spots. But I want to be healthy on the inside. And then here we go. Here we go. Well, you know, I can't do that because I'm overweight. Well, I can't do that because, you know, my knee hurt. Well, you know, I can't do that because my back hurt. Now, my physical body becomes my excuse of why I can't continue on with Team Abundance. When all it takes, if you change your mental, your physical body will follow. And some of us, we gotta choose our heart. Am I gonna work on the physical and now my mental to follow? Am I gonna work on my mental and my physical will auto? Because the body is gonna do what the mind tells it to do. But if you don't have the fortitude to tell your mind what to do, then you will always react. I gotta take this medicine. Yes, you do. I can't do that because my knee hurt. You're right. Whatever you decide is true for you, it will be true for you. Quote of the day, whatever you notice, whatever you give attention to, whatever you talk about, whatever you get worked up over emotionally is what you are inviting into your life, whether you meant to have it here or not. So when you say, I physically cannot do this, you're correct. Your brain just took a picture of it, and now your body, your brain, which loves you so much, has set out to make sure that your body physically cannot do the thing that you want to do because you just said you wanted that. It happens that easily. And if you don't believe me, when we were younger, the first time I went to the club changed my whole life. I'd never been to a club until I went to college. And I didn't have no job. My first year in college, I didn't have no job. Oh, but Thursday night, Tuesday night, college night came around, JoJo found money to get into the club. I ain't have a dime to my name, and Sophronia darn sure wasn't giving me no money. But my mind said, I will go to that club. I will have fun. And guess what? I found a way to get there. That's how powerful your mind is. So as you're doing your gut check this morning, if you want a Team Abundance t-shirt, we will be excellent. We will be proficient. We will not quit. That means we will be persistent. We will execute. We will play. And we will win. Period. You want a t-shirt, make sure you order it. So on this lovely day, as we're doing that gut check, as you're thinking about whose team you fixing to play on, is what are your daily habits helping you to achieve that dream and that goal? I can't say I want to be a business owner and then I sleep all day. I can't say I want to release this weight and I never work out. Is what I'm doing every day adding to that end result? And the answer is no, my friend. then you just chose your team, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to let you know that your cookie gut ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to have some stamina. You're gonna have to have some wherewithal. You're gonna have to have some gumption about you, so that when it gets hard, when you're inside the paint, when it's deciding day of who's fixing to win this game, and that 6'3" opponent is on your neck and you only 5'2", you ain't backing down. I'm only advancing. I'm not backing down. Not when there's 6 seconds left in the game and it's up to me to win this championship. Meaning it's hard right now, but I know if I put forth just a little bit more effort, I'm going to achieve this goal. And when you're right there, know that Team LAC has deployed their best players. That's when people going to say, JoJo, you know you need to, you doing too much, baby. Can you just pick one thing to do? Could you take a break? Could you just sit down for a minute? You don't need to do all of that. You know you doing too much. Well, you eat all that crazy stuff. That's why you don't feel good, because you ain't ate no grease. You ain't ate no fat. And so they're going to deploy all the great things from all the people that you love, because it doesn't make them a bad person. It simply means they're here to win that championship. It means that they don't need you to grow outside of their comfort zone. And because they don't need you to grow outside of their comfort zone, they're going to remind you of what you used to do, why you can't do it, because they're good at that. And you can't get mad at them because they're good at that. They are professionals. Just like you trying to be on Team Abundance professional team, they over there on Team LAC, and they're professionals. And you can't argue what you can't do. If you just starting out on Team Abundance and you just switch teams, is you can't argue with Team LAC. You're gonna lose every game, because they are professional. There are people who are professional complainers. People who are professional. They can't do nothing but argue every day. They can't do nothing else. And if you just switch teams, they know all of your weaknesses and all the things to say to you to convince you that this ain't the team you need to be on. And they will recruit you back. And before you know it, you back on Team LAC as their star player. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to understand, just like there are requirements over here, there are requirements over there. So in this lovely days, we do this gut check. I learned my lesson in boxing again yesterday. Here I was thinking my left hand, look, it's so sore I can't even lift it all the way up without it being sore and hurting. You got to have the stamina physically and mentally to be able to handle where you're going. And if you can't wait till the last minute to get that. Period. So as we work this thing out, as we show up for practice every single day, as we're doing whatever it is we're going to do, know that our cookie gut ain't going to cut it. Know that half behind it ain't going to get it. But if we have the information, which is our abundance playbook, and I'm working on that, I promise. Information changes situations if the information is applied. And you can't get ready for the championship game on game day. Like I can't, if you've been half showing up for practice, meaning you have been working on yourself, you ain't done the mental work to understand what's about to happen to you, you haven't really understood if you haven't done the back end work, you can't get in the game on game day. When there's 6 seconds left, I'm not fixing to put you in. Because we got to decide who fixing to win this game. And that means all the best players. You think the coach about to put a rookie in and they ain't ever played a game when there's 6 seconds left on the clock and we down to the buzzer? No, he going to put in somebody who's going to win this championship. And your physical and mental have got to be ready to absorb all of that. So on this lovely day, I want y'all to have an amazing day. If you want a Team Abundance t-shirt, bit.ly/Team Abundance shirts. Let me type it in here for you. And if you want your last name on the back of the shirt, it is an additional cost for that, okay? Otherwise, it would just say execute, play, and win on the back of the shirt. So the quote of the day, y'all. What you notice, what you give attention to, what you talk about, and what you get all worked up over emotionally is what you are inviting into your life whether you meant to or not. It is that simple. Jojo, I didn't mean for this to happen, but at some point you had an option to choose your thought. Yes, this can happen. No, it can't. Yes, I can do this. No, I can't. At some point, boo, you made a decision on which way it was fixing to fall. So whether you meant to or not, you made a decision. You made one by default. If you're not making a decision to change what you see, and understand, it's hard when what you see right now don't match where you want to go. That's where your physical and mental has got to be strong. That's where we're inside the pain and that muscle memory. That's everything you've practiced up until this point. That's what's going to sustain you right there. Right there is where you make that decision, whether you meant to or not. If you're not doing anything to change it, you by default you're accepting it. So you can't tell me I want to release weight, but you're not doing anything. That means this is what you want. And I just want to make it plain. I want abundance, but you don't practice it. Meaning your mindset is lack. All the people you talk to is lack. Everything that you set out to do is lack. You practice no abundance. So lack is what you want. I want us to be, it's very black and white, some things. And I had to be very real with myself. Oh, I want that friendship. Oh, you do? But you say you want this is from friends, but this is from friends. And you don't have it. So you just chose what you wanted. Good morning, Miss Starks. So you can't have one. You making a decision whether you want to or not. And you not saying nothing is you saying something. You just chose your team. I couldn't possibly make that decision. Yes, you can. Your life depends on it. I can't lose weight and I not exercise. I can't want to be healthy and I eat junk. I can't want to come off medication and I don't do right. They don't match. Let's make it very, very clear. I can't find a better job. You ain't had nobody look at your resume. I got to pay somebody. You didn't ask them if they could do it for you. They ain't no good jobs. You ain't try moving. I don't want to move. You didn't try commuting. I don't want to commute. Then you like where you are. If you're not willing to make now sacrifice for what you say you want to do, I want you to accept that this is what you want. I need new friends. Did you go find them? I don't like meeting new people. Then you like the friends you got. Let's make it. I want to give every scenario, so it's very simple. Jojo, I only make $12.20. This is my conversation. I want to make more than $12.26 an hour, but I like working at IBM. But you can't feed your family. But I like the title of this job. But you can't feed your family. Oh. What you gonna, then apparently I like making $12.26 an hour because I ain't willing to do nothing about it. Period. Every day, whether you want to or not, you are making a decision. You are choosing your team. In every decision, you choose a team. You either choose Team Lack or Team Abundance. And your physical and mental have got to be able to sustain you, whichever team that you choose. Because you can't be over here on Team Lack. They don't want you mad because you over here. They want you glad and excited that you chose this lifestyle. So you can't say I want abundance and practice lack. Because Team Lack ain't going to have you talking about abundance on their team. They not fixing to have that. Yes, ma'am. And if you ain't willing to sacrifice, I want you to accept that this is your current reality and that's what you want. I get really upset, and I was going to get off, but I just got to tell you, I get real upset and angry about that. And I told you I'm working through that, and it's a process, and some things I've let go. But this is one thing I'm still working on. Pray for me. Is that when somebody calls to tell me and complain about what's going on here, I don't like my job, I don't like my friends, I don't like where I live, I don't make enough money, I'm overweight, and they got a whole list that can go down 10, 20 things of things they don't like. But ain't nothing on this list that says I'm fixing to change it. I'm fixing to sacrifice something over here to get over here. When we talked about that, there was 5 things that you had to do to change so that what you see right now, how you going to get to where you want to be, that you drastically have to change. One of them got to be your mindset. So you can't tell me all the 20 things you hate about your life and you ain't sacrificing one. My friend, you love this life. Because once I figured out $12.26 wasn't feeding my family, JoJo did her resume over. I'm not that smart, boo. In the age of information, you better get on Google and look at somebody else's and fix it and apply for that job. I couldn't possibly leave where I live. Why not? If you can't answer the hard questions and you're not willing to sacrifice, I want you to accept where you are. And that makes me angry. No, I really want it. Your actions will make a lie out of your words every day of the week. But are you sacrificing for it, though? I knew last year I wanted to release some weight. I knew that. I started working out slowly but surely. Here I am making sacrifice. Because yesterday was hard. It was hard holding them. I can't even lift this arm up all the way. It's so sore. That 5-pound weight, doing what the coach said do. But I'm making that sacrifice because of what I said I wanted. And if I'm not willing to make that sacrifice, then what am I talking about? Thank you, Miss Stars. I'm passionate. I'm very passionate about it. And it makes me so upset to the point sometimes I can cry when I look at people and their potential and their understanding. And they be like, nope, that ain't from... Yeah, I said I wanted, but JoJo, I didn't mean it like that. Like, you crazy. Like, I don't want to do all the things that you doing. Talking about changing my mindset and doing it. Well, you ain't got to do it my way. That's the thing. Your journey is your journey. I'm just here to give you some tips, some tricks, some guidelines, some help so that you don't have to do it the hard way. I don't want you to stay in it 12, 13 years and then all of a sudden, no. I want to give you some things so that it can help you further advance you. Because you can't show up to the championship on game day. You cannot show up to the championship on game day. It don't work that way. And not expect to play. So as we do this gut check, and I'm getting off because that's my soapbox. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I mean that thing. That aggravates the pure piss out of me. That's the country in me. That burns my biscuit. That turns, that gets me very upset. Because I see wonderful people who could just absolutely be amazing. But because they're not willing to sacrifice nothing. They're not willing to sacrifice. They're willing to deal with the comfort of crazy than the discipline of freedom. And that's by JoJo. Some people would rather deal with the comfort of crazy than the discipline of freedom. Meaning they would rather continue to have all the health problems, all the mental problems, all the relationship. They would rather have that than to have the discipline to do something about it. A to the men. Thank you, Miss Stars. And we talking today. So on this lovely day, is what you're doing now worth your long-term dreams or goal? Are you working towards it? And your cookie gut ain't gonna cut it. These little wimpy arms, and y'all, my feelings are hurt because I thought I had a good left arm. I was like, my left arm the strongest, so these weights ain't go. Girl, I couldn't even keep that left weight up a couple of seconds, and it was dropping. But it's going to take practice to keep it here. Information changes situations if information is applied. And you can't get ready for the championship on game day. So please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget we have the podcast. It just finally made it to iHeartRadio. It is on Amazon Music. I am revamping the podcast, so give me a little bit. But in the meantime, you can catch up on all the Fearless Morning shows over there. We have 5 books. We have a movie. Don't forget, Late Nights with Arsenio and JoJo start this Thursday. That's tomorrow night at 11 p.m. We'll be live here in the U.S. and in Asia. So we're going to Thailand. So I'm excited about that. It burns my biscuit, Miss Stars. Please understand, don't nothing get me hotter than that. Woo, honey. And you know, when you've been waiting on them biscuits to come out the oven and they burn, you good and mad. Because you had the molasses, not the honey. You had the good old molasses that you done got from Uncle Luke's farm. And you ready. And you got the country ham that Uncle Luke done. he done got from the pig that's been sitting in the smokehouse. That's when I ate pork. Jesus. You got some scrambled eggs. That's all you need to make your meal complete. And then they burn your biscuit. You hot. You good in there. All right, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. I want you to be peaceful, period. Don't laugh at me, Tiffany. Listen, you know your mouth set for a good old country meal with some red-eye gravy over your grits. Honey. And my grandpa get 38 hot. And my aunt done made the homemade biscuits. And she done sent them to our house for me to pop in the oven. JoJo put them in the oven this time. And then I burned the biscuits. Now, gal, she told you what to do, gal, and you still burn the biscuits. Thank you, Miss Dogs. So, don't let nobody burn your biscuits, okay? I hope you have an amazing day. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. I'm about to go get my walk on this morning, get my exercise in early so that I can continue on the day. I want you guys to be amazing. And if you share the show, please tell me so I can tell you thank you. All right, have a good day. And I'll see you guys. Oh, I'm from... Yes, ma'am. Please. I got you for some good homemade biscuits. I got you. I won't feed you no pig, but I got you. Tiffany, I stay in my ministry lane. I can't bake. I can turn the light on in the oven, pull up a chair, watch the biscuits, and they still burn. That's not my lane. I will eat your biscuits if you make them for me. My lane is to cook on top of the stove, not inside of it. I can't do that. So I'm proud of you for even trying. What I can't do is make a homemade biscuit. I'm going to tell y'all this funny story and I got to go. I worked at McDonald's my whole life and the biscuit maker didn't show up. And I called my daddy. And I said, Daddy, how do I make biscuits? He said, JoJo, flour and water. That's all I put in there with flour and water. No lard. No butter, no nothing. The recipe was hanging on the wall for me to make the biscuits. But because I called my daddy and my daddy said only water and flour, let's say we sold a whole lot of Egg McMuffins that day. And my daddy came in about 9 o'clock. He said, JoJo, even the birds won't eat these damn biscuits. I was like, Daddy, you told me water and flour. He said, baby, read the recipe, the information in front of you. And he said, I swear to God. He said, for you to be so smart. He said, sometimes I wonder. And he made me, and from that day, he made me make the biscuits. He made me come in early and make the biscuits in the morning. You're going to learn how to make these biscuits. So now I'm a biscuit maker, but I don't make them. I still stay in my lane. But I know how. How about that? So, all right, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Please be peaceful. And I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.
Thank you again for listening to the Live Past Crazy Show with Yonmitra JoJo. She is the only Live Past Crazy specialist, and she is glad you spent your time with her. If you would like to know more about why she knows crazy and about her journey, she invites you to check out her website, www.livepastcrazy.com, as well as follow her on social media. Yonmitra is her tag for IG, Twitter, and Facebook. JANMETRA. She also invites you to join her on the Fearless Morning Show, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. on Facebook Live. Again, you can find us on Facebook with the Fearless Morning Show page or by name. Remember, as a result of working with the only Live Past Crazy specialists, individuals are able to identify the crazy in their lives and develop a specific blueprint to begin to live past crazy. Do you know anybody who needs to live past crazy? Then send them over her way, because there is life after crazy. Be peaceful, period. And Yonmitra will see you guys on the next show.